Welcome to the Panic Button. I am Nina, and today I just came back from the dentist, so I'm a little woozy off the drugs, but that does not mean that we do not record videos. We don't skip. We keep it going. So today we're going to be reacting to people, specifically trans people, who are upset about the bathroom bill. Crazy trans TikToks, if you may. So let's start with our first one. Here we go.
Nancy Mace wants to make it so that trans people can't go to the bathroom in any federal building, which includes like national parks and museums and all kinds of places like that.
Hold up. Wait. We didn't say trans people can't go to the bathroom. They just have to go in the bathroom with their biological sex. Or there's always a handicap stall, a handicap bathroom you can go in. We're not saying go outside and pee. We're saying not the woman's bathroom if you're a dude, especially if you don't pass. Someone like Blair White, she gets a pass. She passes. So when you're passable, you get a pass. But most of these fellas who think they're women, they don't pass. So you have your alternatives, just not our bathroom.
Places like that. What the fuck, Nancy? Get a reality check. Touch some grass. We're experiencing a literacy crisis. We're experiencing a housing crisis. We're experiencing people who are living paycheck to paycheck. And you're worried about where they're peeing? Like, come on.
No, we're worried about a lot of creepy guys doing creepy stuff in the bathroom. And we don't want to give them a free pass to be able to go in there and do whatever they want and then have the law protect them when they do something creepy because they're, identifying as trans. And this lady needs to go to the gym because woof. I know I need to go to the gym, but I work out. I work out every day. It's tough. But you do what you gotta do. This lady thinks that women can't multitask and work on multiple things in government. Small brain. But what are you gonna do? Stupid people gonna do stupid. So let's move on to the next one, which is this lovely cupcake.
I think if every trans woman who was arguing on TikTok Live currently about whether or not trans women are valid in female spaces just went into a woman's bathroom, peed standing up, looked at a TERF while walking out, and said fucking cry about it, we'd live in a better world.
No, you'd make it a lot easier for these bills to be passed. Because when you're a vile man walking in there acting like a total jerk, then you're just reaffirming to the women who already believe that you're creeps, which will make it so much easier to get bills passed. So much easier to get these creepy dudes out of our spaces. Which is what we need. Because you can't act like a creep and then go into our spaces as if you own the joint. That's very masculine, sir. You need some woman lessons. Maybe some elocution lessons. Who knows? But no, sir, you ain't coming in. Not on my watch. Next!
This one goes out to all the motherfuckers using terms like trans bathroom debate. It's not a debate.
That's me.
I just gotta pee. Trans women are the ones that are in danger when using public restrooms. But y'all ain't ready to have that conversation yet.
No, we are. Totally will have that conversation with you. Ready? Okay. So you don't want to go into the male bathroom because you think that these males are going to beat you up because males are inherently more violent than women. But if you think the guys are more violent and they're going to beat you up, then why should we trust that you're not going to be a male who's violent and who's going to beat us up? I mean, we're just going along with your thought process here. Or are you going along with ours? So if you don't trust men, well, we're not going to trust them just because you dressed up. Besides, if you're a mentally ill dude, or you could be a fetishist, something creepy like that. You like to creep on women, maybe you're a peeping Tom. Well, guys do that kind of stuff. Sorry, sir, but you're a dude. I don't think you're going in there to pee. I think you're going in there to do something creepy because you're a man. And like you just insinuated here, men will beat you up, right? Because men are inherently more violent. You proved our point. Thank you, sir.
TERFs are too wrapped up in their discomfort with trans people existing and taking up space in public. They are more concerned with that than they are with our health and safety.
It's hard to want to, take into consideration your health and safety when you're not taking into consideration women's health and safety. See, if you want to be a woman, you got to understand the psyche of a woman. You got to appreciate women and respect women in order to receive respect in return. But if you're going to act like an asshole, you're going to receive an asshole or a bitch back. That's how it works. What you give is what you receive. You see how it works? I don't think he went to kindergarten. We learned this in kindergarten. In like first and second grade. I don't think he had an education. Or maybe he does. I don't know. Maybe he's one of the white uneducated women who voted for Trump, but I highly doubt that. He wants to go with the side that doesn't know what a woman is. But yeah, more and more, we want our own spaces. Why don't you push for your own spaces? Wouldn't that be easier? But nah, you want to come into ours because that gets you off, right? Probably. Because most of these fellas here who say they're women, they don't pass. And if you don't pass, you didn't put in the work. And if you didn't put in the work, it's probably because you have some sort of twisted kink or something going on, It's not that you want to be a woman, because if you wanted to be a woman, you try a lot harder than whatever this is, which, ugh. But continue.
That's it. That's the whole fucking debate. Leave me the fuck alone. I want to pee. I'm not your problem. Cis men are. They're my problem too, actually. And we could...
Oh, biological men are your problem? They're our problem too. You're the problem. You created the mess. Everything was fine till fellas like you started showing up and you messed everything else up for the transsexuals out there who actually weren't bothering anybody. I'd like to say fuck you, sir, for making it more difficult for transsexuals and for you to be an asshole and tell women to shut up and deal with the fact that you have to whip out your dick in our presence and pee. You can't talk to these people. They'll just lose their rights. And what I mean by rights is they'll lose their ability to push women around. Next. Let's go with Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's talking to, well, this is a little older video, but he's talking to a woke man. I don't know. He's a lefty, progressive. That. You know what I mean? Need I say more? No.
The real problem is not the trans people using the women's room. They should, of course, be able to use the women's room.
But the creeps can go, like, you don't need a law for, like, so if they're not trans people, right, they are not supposed to be in the bathroom, right?
Right. They're
in
pretending
the same way,
to be trans people, and this is what people were worried about.
But
they have arrested people doing that.
But so they could also do that even if it was not a gender-inclusive bathroom, right? Because they would be breaking the rules of the bathroom in exactly the same way.
But everybody would know that they're a man in a dress versus them being trans. See, if you see a trans person, oftentimes trans people look very masculine. There's no need, if you're just going to pretend to be trans, there's no need to hide.
What we have to ask ourselves is if the hypothetical or if the extremely, extremely rare situation that you're discussing, right, is so horrifying to us and such a big problem that it's worth disenfranchising millions of people from the ability to simply go to the bathroom when they need to. If that.
You're not telling them not to go to the bathroom. You're telling them you can't go into women's spaces because women need to be protected from men. Sorry, guys, but some of y'all are weird, creepy dudes. Yeah, I mean, you've seen the videos of like dudes walking around Target and putting their phones up chicks' skirts and stuff. And these are guys that walk around in public. But now you gave them a loophole. All they gotta do is put on some lipstick or maybe grow out their hair long. He was in a hairband. And you could just walk into the women's bathroom and be like, I'm trans. Let me pull out my phone and under the partition. Nobody's looking. Yikes.
Extreme edge case or hypothetical case, right? Are we really going to hurt all of these actual people who actually exist and say, I just need to goddamn go to the bathroom, in a place that is, safe for me, right?
Safe for you, because women aren't inherently violent like men. So this is like the same argument over and over again. These people. I'm glad they're on the left and they're not on our side, which is the center. God, they cause so much trouble. I mean, they already are causing like a shit ton of problems for women and, A lot of other people too. Children. These edge cases. Underreported, people. Underreported. Remember? Women get sexually harassed all the time, every day, and they don't report it. So these edge cases are actually a little bit more prominent than incel guys like this and David Pakman would like to believe. But, they're losing followers, and that's great for me. So let's move on to one woman who actually makes very good points that'll just wipe the floor with the others and their excuses for why they want to invade women's spaces when they could just have their own. Let's listen to this lady. I think she was on the Andrew Gold podcast, who I love Andrew Gold. Think he's awesome. He might have tiny hands, but he's got a big heart.
Men who identify as women are the same risk as men. We don't know if they're greater risk or not. There's no reason to think they're less risk than other men. And therefore, the rules and the safeguards that you have to protect women, to protect fairness, shouldn't be disregarded because you have a class of men who say we're different.
Yeah, that is a good question. What makes a man less threatening and less likely to cause harm just because he says a statement that he's trans? Does anyone know? Can anyone put that down in the comments? Because I'm very curious. Is there scientific evidence of this? That, they cause less harm and they cause less trouble and they're less violent because they quote a statement. They say they're trans. I'm curious about this. Is this some sort of psyche? Because the whole men, the trans women have women brains thing, that's been debunked. Bunch of bullshit.
Been down that road before. We used to think priests were different. We used to think scout leaders were different. We used to think gymnastics coaches were different. We've learned through...
And gynecologists. We thought gynecologists were different, but then we found out that gynecologist, he raped quite a few people. Ladies. Biological women. Not the trans ones. I don't think he would have tried anything with a woman with a dick coming in there. You know what I mean?
Hard-learnt lessons that you should never ring-fence any group of people, but particularly any group of men, and say they're not a risk. Because even if that group in itself is not a risk, once you've put those rules around them, you then attract the people who want to find those loopholes.
There you go. And she makes every single point that I have made, that other ladies have made. It's just, I think, the jerk transgender identifying men. Because let me make it clear. The trans men we don't have a problem with. Don't have a problem with them. They can use the men's bathroom all day. We don't care. But this has everything to do with the men who think they're women. Because women, their whole lives, have had to protect themselves from men. In small spaces, in enclosed spaces. You get a creepy vibe from a guy and you're in the elevator and he looks at you kind of weird. And these people will try to tell you oh, you're just being a bigot, you're overreacting. Smart people like older millennials and Gen X's, they'd be like, oh, that's time to leave. I'm out bouncing. I'm using the stairs. I'm not going in that fucking elevator. That's the instinctual thing that women have that has protected us for a millennium. For a long time. So shaming women into, telling that instinct to shut up is incredibly detrimental and dangerous. And this woman makes a great point. Thank you, lady. I wish I knew your name. Maya Forstarter. Yeah, Maya Forstarter. Thank you, Maya. Thank you, Andrew Gold. Thank you, Joe Rogan, for always speaking up and stepping up for us ladies out here. Buck Angel, Blair White, and all those lovely, lovely creators out there who understand the plight of the existence of being a woman. Anyway, please like and subscribe and support this channel if you can with a super chat or join our memberships. Have a good day, keep your eyes open, and happy Thanksgiving! Till next time.